Hey everyone, it's me, Empress Arcana, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Hi guys, this will be another Twin Flame update reading. Or not reading, it's not reading. I'll be reading from my notes. I had recorded like almost 20 minutes in, but unfortunately I got really emotional. I might get emotional again, and I started to cry. I'm like, nope, delete. I've been trying to be so strong. But I had a conversation with my cousin earlier because I had this, I was writing these notes down for this video and all this stuff, and um but then when I was telling him briefly about it, he just goes to me, this is a bit embarrassing, but I'm real and vulnerable with you guys. Throwing myself under the bus all the time, right? He goes, you really need to get over this guy. Just like that. But there's more to it. It's very hard to talk about with others because any spiritual journey, any spiritual quest, it's hard to discuss with others because, well, not everyone believes in that stuff and not everyone sees things that way, and that's okay. For me, I believe in something so much bigger than me. So I do believe in these journeys and quests. So to explain to my cousin the spiritual aspect of what I experienced despite what showed up in the 3D and how I feel that it happened, because it's my perspective, of course. He's like, why? And then he spoke to me about, why don't I put myself out there, date? And that is something that I have to admit, I am terrified, especially with how I feel right now in regards to this connection or whatever this is, because I've had to make peace with what I've seen, even though many twin flame coaches that I've heard talk about how do not pay attention to the 3D reality. Focus on you, on your growth. And I'm like, yes. But because the more we focus on the 3D reality, it takes us to a lower vibration, a lower state of consciousness, because the 3D is so dense. It's, and that density with the lower vibrations makes it so heavy. And I've been learning a lot about these things so I can understand my inner workings better, because I have so many questions that I will most likely never get an answer to. But I will try to break it down and understand, because my mind is so open, receptive, willing to understand any possible situation. But I also have to believe in myself, which has proven to be difficult in the past. So I look at my notes. They're all scrambled. There's like 4 or 5 pages, but I'm just picking one randomly at this point because I have so many notes, and I don't believe I'm not going to talk about everything that comes through, or that I wrote. But I wrote, sometimes one's bravest moments come from one's biggest fears. What do you fear? What does this connection represent for you that might unlock subconscious fears? I want to be a voice of guidance and strength despite the current circumstances. So I just want to know what's going on, even a little bit. I, as I've spoken already a couple of times, it's more of a reminder to myself. I love my twin, and I send them love and support from afar. I hold space, not knowing what that will mean, if anything ever, but I hold space for them. I don't want to hurt. Well, I'm still healing, but I want to hold space with love despite anything that I've experienced because I want peace. If I were to continue to feed myself the events over and over, it will make me bitter. And I felt it. It's like a descent after trying to ascend. And I'm just like, no, no, I've worked so hard. But it's very human to feel betrayed, deceived, hurt, all these things, and feel like, certain things that I want to understand. But because it's not my limitation or preconceived notion, it's harder for me to understand because I've always seen things from I just love, I just am. But with that philosophy, I know that it has triggered many people on my path because how dare you just say that you are? How dare you just be yourself when I am struggling with my authenticity? I've gotten that from people in the past a lot because I mirror to them who they wish to be. And that's just an ongoing thing on my journey. When people get triggered, a lot of the time, I'm not saying I'm perfect, by the way. I make mistakes. We all do. We're human. But most of the time, when I've been the most hurt and my belief system has been torn apart, is because someone else has a limiting belief within them and they project onto me. I've had that happen many times. In fact, I have it a lot happening. Well, it's something I'm working through. And the more detached I am from those kinds of experiences, the less I'll have that experience, right? So I have to continue to believe in myself. I pick up energy and intention from I pick up energy so easily and I see so much. I can feel a room. I can feel the energy. I can feel a person's emotions very deeply. I might not know exactly what it is that emotion, where it stems from, but I can feel the basic emotion, like, oh, this person's angry. Ooh, all right, stay in your lane, girl. Avoid that. Or do your best. And I also feel when someone just needs a, hey, how are you doing? A little bit of encouragement. Empathy, right? And levels of sympathy too. But when one hones their gifts, their abilities, psychic gifts, if you believe in that, I do. That's why I'm talking about it. And I've studied them thoroughly over the years, decades. I feel more connected. So I have all this knowledge from so long ago and stuff that I've never even learned in this lifetime. I see it. I tap into it. So when I look at someone, I see their truest potential. I see their soul, their beautiful soul. And that's how I fell in love with my twin. Despite anything else that gets reflected back to me, I see their beautiful soul. That's all that mattered. And I wanted to show them just how beautiful their soul is. Sometimes one's bravest moments come from one's biggest fears. Sometimes our soul, we hide our true self so deeply because there's a fear of showing our true authentic self. And I'm so sorry for anyone going through that. We all go through it at different levels. But I feel it. And I want people to always be able to voice their truth, whatever they're feeling. That's why I wonder, like, what was it that, let me see if I know I have it here. I wonder sometimes that what scary thing did I represent for my twin, for them to run away from me? What fear was triggered through me? Regardless of it all, I want to be there. I want to be support. I want to send support and love. I would love to be able to communicate with my twin, not just telepathically. Because, dear God, have I developed that too. Jesus. Ugh. I feel like I live in another world sometimes. And then when I reach down and ground myself to this reality, the 3D matrix, however, it feels so different because when you raise your consciousness to a higher level of existence, coming back down is like, what the heck is this? But I know that, like Persephone's journey to the underworld, there's a descent for her to rise again. And I admire the journey. I admire these archetypes, these symbols that help me understand myself better. I love deeply. I have always loved deeply. From the beginning, when I felt this connection, like at this level, I just wanted to be able to talk to my twin, talk to them, ask questions too. What are they feeling? How is this experience for them? How is it different? How is it the same? And I guess there's this part of me that maybe I need to heal that requires that validation. What I spoke about the other day. It's interesting how we all to some point seek validation because it's something that we don't believe in ourselves that creates the need for it, right? Making us valid. We're all valid. We are our own validation, but I also understand that I am on a healing journey and I have my weak moments too, just like right now. And I really wish I knew what my twin wanted. I sometimes feel that my twin never had any intention, anything at all. And then it just opens up the wounds that I've been feeling and the confusion. But I wonder if I represent a painful memory or a fear in my twin subconscious, deep, deep down there. Something so deep. Because am I that scary or irrelevant? I don't believe I'm irrelevant. I wouldn't have gone this far on the journey if this connection was irrelevant, which is why when my cousin spoke the way he did, it's very hard to explain that on this level, because on a logical 3D perspective standpoint, yeah, it seems that I would be irrelevant to this person. No impact, didn't mean a thing. But my heart doesn't agree with that. What I experienced doesn't add up with that either. You know? But either way, I would love to be able to talk. I always did, still do, because I want to understand what this connection means to them too. That it was not just, I don't know, because technically everything's all in our heads, so me saying, it's funny, I would say that. But what it meant for me when I would say it was something different. I felt that I made it all up in my head, and that's different for me. And not that it wasn't real. There you go. Because there's just so many ways of looking at things. Everything's a possibility. So denying something, denying yourself something, denying yourself a possibility, it's kind of silly sometimes, you know? Because everything is a possibility. That's so exhausting to think about, but still. You know, yeah. All these notes in for what? You know, yeah. I have this here. I wondered because I've been listening to The Emptiness Machine. I believe that's like the Linkin Park's latest single with their new front person. I really like it. It's like Numb 2.0 because there's just significant lines that reminded me of the song Numb by Linkin Park. Oh my throat chakra is doing a thing. But I wrote down, what part of yourself are you avoiding by avoiding direct communication with me? I wrote that thinking about my twin. What are you avoiding? I'm stumped. I don't understand. But anyway, the lyrics then go, let you cut me open just to watch me bleed. Gave up who I am for who you wanted me to be. Don't know why I'm hoping for what I won't receive. Fallen for the promise of the emptiness machine. Emptiness machine. I will say this. Intuitively, I do feel emotions from my twin. I do feel it. But, you know. But then I tapped into another energy. What did you experience, twin? I wonder. To make you feel so... Despite having people around you, feeling isolated, needing guidance, needing a light. What cut you off from that? What cut you off from your own light? I wish you would tell me. Damn, where'd that come from? That was. I'm sorry, guys. That is very deep. Either way, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I would love to hear them again, but I just want to. I don't want to lose my mind. Because for me, on this twin flame journey, when I listen to my twin's voice, it sends me somewhere else. Sends me far to a higher level of consciousness. I'm tapped into something else that's not here in this 3D reality. That's why I'm so certain of what I've experienced, even though I have moments of doubt. I know what I experienced. I won't say or doubt that, even if it sounds a certain way to others. But I don't believe that you're empty. I believe that you have a lot of love to give. A lot of love to give. And that you are safe to do so, however that is for you. You are loved. You are love. Yeah. Maybe the future updates will be more insightful. I don't know, this is just what came through. I've been scared to be too vulnerable again. I can be vulnerable, but extra vulnerable with my a side of vulnerable with another side of vulnerable and an extra order of vulnerability. Oh my. Ah. Can I not? I want to feel connected again. I feel something so disconnected. It's been such a weird time, but I have learned a lot about myself. My journey has been fruitful, yet painful. And there's still this pull to wanting more, to continuing this path, however it unfolds. Sometimes, maybe, I don't know. I just hope that my twin will reach out one day. I hope that it isn't what my cousin was saying, that I'm irrelevant to them. I hope that's not the case. Look at me being a fool, making all these dumb decisions. Yeah. I want to be a safe place for my loved ones. I am open-minded, I am full of love, and I'm always willing to listen. But with that beautiful gift that I give to another, it is important to also, I don't know how to say it. Damn, I got a little nervous there. It cut me off there. I don't want to feel coldness. What seems like an empty machine, but I know that you're not. I don't know. Sorry. Maybe I should stop. My throat chakra is having an issue here. Maybe one day I'll have that talk with them and everything comes out into the open and everything makes even more sense because something clicked for me today. But I won't discuss that here. That is something private that I want to speak to my twin about. And maybe one day we will. Maybe we won't. Depends on their perspective and mine. I hope we do have conversations. Real ones, not recorded ones. I guess it was one of those days today. Had to be vulnerable. Had to sound like this. One day, it'll all make sense. For now, I'll continue moving forward on my journey and my path and whatever. I gotta keep going. All right, guys, ending it here. If you did listen, thank you. I'm sending so much love. And hopefully something in here was insightful and you just, I'm going to keep trying to reach my higher purpose of it all. All right. Sending love. Take care. Till the next one. Bye-bye.